Welcome to session number 3. It is been so wonderful already to be doing sessions 1 and 2 with you. Getting your feedback is very, very important to us as well. So thank you so much for those of you that have already fed back to us, and we look forward to sharing a whole lot more with you through this time together. This is session number 3, though, and we're looking a little bit different thing. And that little different thing is actually relating to work. Now, work can actually be a word that people don't really like talking about, but it's a unique session. This in that, and that I really got a totally different perspective on what work is actually all about through actually looking at this word as an acronym. An acronym is something that takes the letters of each of the letters of the word and makes them into words themselves. Like W is for something starting with W, O, and so forth, and we'll share that in just a few moments. But I just wanted to get the concept around this because work is something that we are actually meant to do. We're meant to be working. We're meant to be doing things that actually make us productive in the way that we live our lives and everything else. So work is not something that's just another section. It's actually part of our life. Sometimes we kind of segregate, well, there's work and then there's life. No, in fact, work actually is all part of life. And we need to actually understand how to get that right and how to actually, what that actually means, what that W, O, R, and K mean to us. So, what is your perspective on work? A lot of people, if you were actually here and we were talking face to face, you'd probably say, oh, I have to go to work. Whereas, in fact, what we should be saying is, I get to go to work. It should be a different mentality. But after you've done this session with us, taken a whole bunch of notes on your worksheets and notes and so forth, I really believe that you can totally change your perspective. And I know for a fact that this has worked in numbers of people's lives in relation to what this work acronym says and how we actually begin to see things differently. You see, when it talks about work, we actually take the letter W and we look at it in relation to why. Now, we did actually a whole session a little while back about your why in life, the little whys and the big whys. So we won't go into detail of that. But if you know your why, it actually helps you to get up every morning to do the things you need to do. Again, it's the little things. I need to get up because I need to get paid. I need to get up because I need to do this or do that. I need to look after my family. I need to look after those that I care about. I need to look after those that are just so important to me. All the things that are valuable to my life, and I want to do all that kind of stuff. And so all of those are the whys that actually make us think, this is why I need to do what I do. And of course, the bigger why, which we said, the bigger purpose in life and how we actually live our lives and what we're living our lives for ultimately is going to push us, is going to compel us, the people that we're meant to be and touch the people we're meant to touch. And the other word there is the word willing. Now, the word willing comes from the word will, as in I have the last will and testament of my parents, my whoever it may be, all that kind of stuff. As far as our last will and testament, it says that these are the decisions that have been made by your parents, my parents, whatever. That this is what they're going to leave behind, and they've made a decision. And of course, the word willing then refers to a decision that's made. So what we've got to get to the point of, and this is actually the point of actually using the word willing or will, is the fact that our will is something that is really important to our future today and every day. And, today I might have got up and said, oh, I don't really feel like doing what I'm going to do. But the fact is that my will is based upon my why and the things that are important to me, is that I am going to become willing to be doing what I do. Instead of actually, going by how I feel, I don't allow that to be the catalyst that stops me from being who I'm meant to be. And so what happens is we become willing. We decide to be the person that we're meant to be. We decide to do the things we're meant to do. We decide to say the things we're meant to say, and we go where we're meant to go. All of those things to be willing to do that, go beyond our feelings and get into a realm of faith as such, beyond feelings, to get into a realm of this is my why, and therefore I'm willing to go and do it. That's how we need to start the day before we even get anywhere near our workplace, whatever that workplace looks like, whether it be in our home, whether it be on the job, whether it be any of those kinds of things. Whatever the case may be, we need to be willing to do that. So that's W. W is for why and for willing. Maybe you can think of some other ones that start with W. Please let me know. O. O is for open. You know what? One of the things that we need to be doing is we need to be open and open-minded and open-hearted before we even get to our workplace. Do you know one of the things that really stops us from being the people that we're meant to be? What really stops us is that we actually close our minds off. If we've already started the day with I don't feel like this, I don't want to go to work, I'm not up for this today. The moment we do that is the moment we're actually closed our mind off and it's shut. It's like an alligator's, claws, they're shut and you can't get them open easily. Very hard to get them open. So the thing about it is that we actually need to open our minds. The parachute, the mind is a parachute. It doesn't work unless it's open. And so one of the things we need to understand is that O is for open. And we need to open up our lives, open up our thinking, open up our hearts to the things that are ahead of us. And therefore, as we are open-minded, we actually start to take opportunities. The opportunities are there. You'd be surprised that there are opportunities to do lots of things today. For example, there are opportunities to help people. There are opportunities to open up to people and be a blessing to someone who maybe just needs a little bit of lift, a little bit of a smile, a little bit of a encouragement, whatever the case may be. But what happens is oftentimes when we are closed off, we don't see those opportunities. In fact, we do not see those opportunities because we've got a gap blocker up there. And that blocker is saying, I don't care about anybody else. I don't care about what's going on in their world and everything else that's going on. I don't know if you're hearing me as I'm saying this, but I really believe that it's important for us to actually understand the opportunity that is out there for us every single day. There are opportunities to invent things. There are opportunities to see things on the job that you could do better. Maybe instead of actually closing your mind off and just doing every day, you actually just start to open up and say, you know what, there's an opportunity here to do something amazing. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to take that opportunity. Now, here's the letter R. Now, there are lots of other R's I'm sure that you could think of. In fact, let us know what you think your O's and your R's and your W's are, and, of course, your K's. But R I've written down here is for reward. And here's the thing. When we know our why. When we are a willing participant in the day that's ahead of us, it opens up our mind and opens up our opportunities to us. And then guess what comes? It mightn't come today, but it will come. And I can guarantee you this happens in people's lives. I've seen it happen in my life. I've seen it happen in many people's lives. That there is a reward that comes when you are open-hearted and open-minded for what it is. Now, that reward might be, well done. You've done a good job today, at your workplace. Your boss says you've done a terrific job. It might be the fact that you're actually rewarded with an idea or a concept that maybe could actually be worth millions of dollars to you. You just never know. Not that they come along every day, but you just never know. But unless you're open-minded and ready for the opportunity, the rewards will not come. However, if you are, there is every opportunity for reward to come. There's every opportunity, if you're a Christian people or a person that believes in God, for God to actually show you a way for you to actually do something and do something well. Because the rewards will come when we actually, and I know it's for a fact, when you actually take the time to be open-minded about where you are and where you're at, no matter what it is, and no matter what work you might be doing, no matter how bland or ordinary it might be, there are opportunities out there and reward can come. K is for lots of different, and again, but first of all, I made it for this. K is for kicking goals. Man, we need to be kicking some goals. And we want to be kicking goals. Wouldn't you prefer it that you went to your workplace and in your workplace you were there and you went, oh my gosh, I'm kicking goals. I am doing so well. And what happens is it starts to become a catalyst where each and every day when you've actually been rewarded and you start kicking goals, you start accomplishing the things you said you're going to do, you set deadlines for yourself, you set plans in place, your priorities are set up correctly in your workplace. There's a lot of stuff in terms of time prioritization and time investment, which we can talk about and will talk about in latter times. But the reality is this. As you look at this, the kicking goals is going to happen when you actually do what you're meant to be doing. And then finally, knowledge. I tell you what, knowledge is huge. Knowledge is absolutely huge. and it's the thing that actually helps us to get more and more, I guess, hungry for the things that are actually ahead of us. And you know, I will say this to you, that there's so much more for you ahead. There's so much more for you ahead in your life, and so what I want you to understand is this: is that knowledge is going to help you become the best possible person you can be. That knowledge will actually help, because they say knowledge is power. But let me just say this to you: I don't believe knowledge is on its own, just on its own, is power. And a lot of people perhaps may disagree with me on that. But here's my thinking on this. I believe that what we need to do is that we need to actually add to that knowledge understanding. And with that knowledge and understanding, in other words, we apply the knowledge and we get an understanding of it. It's no good saying, this is, look at this, this is what you've got to do. You've actually got to bang this nail into this wall. It's no good just saying that. The actual application of that means that we learn how to do something, and the light bulb comes on and we go, oh, that's how we do it. Or that's how we don't do it, once we've got a sore thumb or whatever else we've got, if we haven't done it wrong. But whatever the case may be, the knowledge and the understanding comes to the place where we actually get to that another W, which is getting us back to the top of the cycle, which really is where it all starts again, as that W is wisdom. Because that knowledge and understanding gets us wisdom. So once we have an understanding of something, we certainly have the knowledge of it. Putting those together gets us wisdom. And you know what? We need wisdom every single day, don't we? I think we actually need that wisdom every day. Now, this is exciting because all of this actually becomes the cycle of our life. It's our work life, but it becomes the cycle of our life. And every single day, instead of getting up and thinking, I have to go to work, you're now starting to realize what I mean by the fact that we do get to go to work. We get to go to that place and live life in that place and do things we've, perhaps never done before. And so in all of that, one of the things that's really important, and one of the things that's so powerful, one of the things that's so amazing, is that we actually get to cycle that in our world. Instead of the cycle of the drudgery of every day, we get to do that. And once we're doing this, once we start to see opportunities and open our mind to things, you know what? Things are going to change. Circumstances are going to change for us. Challenges that we've had previously with certain staff or certain situations become less important to us. And what becomes more important to us is how we go about our day every single day. Now, there might be a workplace that you're not meant to be going to forever and a day, and that's fine. But the reality is this, that if we take this perspective into what is 8 to 10 hours a day of our life, then our lives will change forever. And I can guarantee you that. So thank you so much for listening and learning this one. I hope you've taken lots of notes. There's lots of notes to be had. There's lots of stuff that you can drop a note for us on in terms of what you think maybe some of these letters stand for. But I can tell you now that the cycle of your life and how you live your life is going to be totally different when you take this on board. I can guarantee you, I've seen it. I've seen what it's done in people's lives already. And I know it will be life-altering, life-changing for you. This is our end of our session on WORK, W-O-R-K. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next time. Bye for now.